Hello, YouTubers, and welcome back to another episode of Stand Your Ground Saturday here on the Ohio Patriot Education Network YouTube channel. I'm, as always, your host, the Early Ohio Patriot. And for today's episode, we're going to talk about the Akron block party shooting, as well as multiple updates to the Nashville elementary school shooting that happened about a year or so ago now. Most recently, the fact that POS apparently bought guns using federal loan money. So, yeah, not cool, man, at all. Not really a whole lot of updates to the Akron block party shooting last week because it's been almost a week to the day now, is what it is. It was about midnight Sunday morning of last week, and it's about an hour or so from that right now. So we're almost a week to the day right now when that whole thing popped off. Uh, as far as I'm aware, looking up the story and stuff like that, they haven't caught anybody yet. The most recent updates were basically a bunch of sumo doctors talking about like, oh, we saved people's lives because of this whole thing. And then I was looking up another thing here because apparently, if you just look up Akron shooting, one of the things that got brought up today was apparently this afternoon another guy got capped. It was a 20-year-old shot killed Saturday afternoon in Akron. So I'm thinking this is unrelated, honestly. So yeah, just fucking pathetic is what it is, dude. And again, just it really just goes to show fucking ghettos or shitholes in this country, dude. And anything run by Democrats is going to be a hell pocket no matter what it is. So, yeah, it's just sad, man. And the fact that you have the Akron block party itself, even being considered a mass shooting, is kind of a slap in the face, honestly, because technically the textbook definition of a mass shooting is 4 more dead, not including the shooter, and X amount of people injured. Then 2 on top of that, versus this, where it was, unfortunately, 1 man lost his life in the situation. Then you had 27 other people injured through various gunfire, etc. So, but yeah, only 1 guy actually died. That was what it is. So technically, it would just be, I would consider this more of a mass casualty event or like mass casualty, you know, gang violence. Basically, is what it actually could be described as. Not really a mass shooting per se. So mass trauma event, maybe even. But yeah, we got a few other stories to talk about on this whole thing though. Before we get to the Nashville stuff, I do want to do a couple minutes of stuff here right now. I found this one earlier. I thought of Corey when I saw this. I was hoping he'd be here now. Was that not a single care was given? It's a doggo chilling out in a fucking like storm drain reservoir thingy there. So thought that was cute. The dog was like, "Yeah, I'm just gonna chill out here, man. It's my spot." So it makes sense if he's trying to get cooled down and everything like that. So apparently there was another one in the comment section that was pretty good too. Somebody said, "Quote: What kind of fish is this?" It's literally like golden retriever, like a puddle. Yeah, it's funny. To be fair, there are dogs that love water, dude. Like, I mean, they are retrievers for God's sakes. Like, their natural instinct is water, basically. So it makes sense, right? Like, that was their entire breed was to go retrieve things. Specifically, it was like ducks and stuff when you're hunting. So, I remember my cousins when I was growing up as a kid. They had a golden retriever. I'm trying to remember what her name was now. I think it was Ginger, if I'm not mistaken. And that dog was interesting, man. She had all kinds of stuff going on there, and I just realized retarded and had my mic from my laptop as the main mic instead of the toner mic over here for the last 4 minutes. So sorry about that if it sounded muffled. But yeah, going back to what I was saying though, my cousins, you had they had a dog named Ginger. She was a golden retriever, and she would always love the water down at our family farm and stuff like that when they came up for visits and shit. So, but since we were possibly muffled for the last 4 minutes in a different audio, what I was saying was basically not many updates to last week's mass casualty event there in Akron. The hood violence is what it was. basically it was SEMA doctors talking about how they were, saving lives that day and stuff like that. And then, of course, we do have a base other stories in Ohio, though. Specifically, we got one based around that piece of fucking shit. Bianca Ellis, who I'm going to call black supremacist at the point, that's what she is, dude. Who literally targeted a white mother and her child to stab to death. And she stabbed the kid to death. Julian Wood is now dead because of this piece of shit. And we now have CCTV footage from the inside the Giant Eagle of her literally stalking these fucking people. So, there's this bitch walking in with her fucking knife in her hand. Which, first of all, how are you so fucking oblivious anywhere that it doesn't look weird to see somebody walking around with a fucking knife, like, swinging their arms and shit, dude? Like, what the fuck? Like, seriously, people, be situationally aware for God's sakes. And then there's obviously Margot and her child. And then, you see fucking exactly as I thought, dude. Saw them, turned around, and followed them out then. Made sure nobody else was looking and then followed them out. Like, seriously, how is this not a fucking hate crime, dude? I don't understand it. Like, I get charging her with murder. I get charging her with attempted murder and a bunch of other stuff, aggravated assault, all stuff like that, dude. Why is hate crime not being added into this when it clearly was that thing? It was clearly a black woman targeting a white woman and her child. I guarantee fucking to you, if the races were reversed in the situation, if you had a black woman and her kid being stabbed by some white chick, that shit would be headline fucking news. You'd have BLM rioting in the streets, burning down every goddamn business they could find, dude. And ransacking the shit out of them before they did. It's fucked up, dude. It's fucking ridiculous is what it is. Like, at what point is enough goddamn enough, dude? And I'm seriously calling the Journal Assembly of Ohio right now to get off their fucking asses and treat the shit as a hate crime it is. And any prosecutor that's prosecuting this in this fucking state, do your goddamn job and treat the shit as a fucking hate crime it is, dude. Because if you don't, we're going to fucking replace your ass and find somebody who will fucking prosecute the shit as a hate crime it is right now. This is not a random act of violence when you literally have, obviously, CCTV footage of her literally finding her fucking target, stalking these people, walking out behind them into the parking lot, and then jing, 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 fucking stabbing the kid and his mom. All over in 5 seconds. It's fucking insane, dude. Anyway. Moving back, again, this is why we carry, dude. This is why you carry. This is why you're situationally aware of everything around you. Especially when you see somebody walking around with a fucking knife, for God's sakes. That's not normal, dude. Yeah, this is basically an update to the Akron block party shooting last week. Group begins checking in on victims and witnesses of the street party shooting in Akron. There was a video I found on an app called Newsbreak where it shows like local news stuff and stuff like that. And there was the actual video that came out of scenes of the block party itself. It's exactly what you thought it was, dude. It's all hood. It's hood as fuck, basically. So, just like chicks torquing everywhere and doing all kinds of fucking shenanigans is what it is there. So, anyway. Yeah, so Nashville neighborhood is still working to heal after more than 24 people were shot and one man killed at a party this past weekend. Said Friday, a group went door to door asking people how they were doing and if they needed any support, organized by former Akron City Councilwoman Tara Mosley Weems, who's a piece of shit herself. This woman literally pushed the BLM terrorist race card, by the way, when she was trying to run for Akron mayor sometime in 2023, before she lost out to the first Muslim mayor of Ohio, Seamus Malik, who is the current mayor of Akron now. But yeah, it says organized by Tara Mosley Weems, pastors, victim assistants, Akron police officers, and other city leaders. Canvassed the neighborhood as well. So the group had 30 Ring doorbell cameras to give out that came with a free 1-year subscription. So basically they're trying to make a bigger surveillance state is what it is, it sounds like. Which I don't disagree with, honestly, in that aspect of things, just because of the fact it's like, hey, if nobody's going to have cameras otherwise, like, you might as well give people fucking, cameras now after the fact. If shit ever happens again, like, at least they'll have video footage of stuff to go around and stuff like that, be able to, like, track the motherfucker as he's, like, leaving the crime scene or she's leaving the crime scene, whatever it is there. So it's very much, like, iffy, though, on that one, because it's, like, sort of Fourth Amendment rights versus, like, community safety in that case, I guess. It's just sad and pathetic either way, though. Shouldn't have to be like this, dude. I also heard a new terminology this week called white fortressing, which apparently I guess is a bunch of white people who are kind of sick and tired of living around hoods and just want to live by themselves in neighborhoods. And they'll create a neighborhood in different cities in this nation right now. I think there's at least one or two in Georgia, and there's a couple others in like different southern states as well, for that matter, like Louisiana and stuff like that. And it's like, hey man, why would I want to be seriously? Like, why would I, as a white guy, want to be subjected to fucking hood violence? Like, there's a reason why I'm not going to look at a place to live in downtown Canton, Ohio, dude, because it's a fucking ghetto shithole, legitimately. I would not feel safe living in that fucking neighborhood, period. Or I should say neighborhood in that fucking city is what it is there. Same thing with Akron. Same thing with fucking, any major / minor city in the state of Ohio is what it is, dude, because it's all fucking Democrat-run shitholes is what it is. Mostly where you have fatherless homes everywhere is what it is there, dude. And that's why you got fucking shit kicking off. Like I was saying earlier with the news break thing. Phone again, dude. Saw another video on that fucking app, or another article on the app today, where it was talking about how Canton, in the last 5 years, has now become the 4th worst place to live in the state of Ohio currently for literally any kind of crime, whether it be homicide, rape, robbery, felony larceny, etc., like that, carjackings, all that stuff like that. And it's like, again, why would I live in these places? Oh yeah, that's right, I wouldn't. That's the entire fucking point, people. But the problem is, though, even living near that minor city, because where I live is not in downtown Canton, obviously, I'm not going to say where I live right now. It's adjacent to that area, a little bit of a drive, but still, close enough to where the violence and the fucking, everything else like that, crime, etc., has spill over to my small town is what it is here. And it's fucking ridiculous what it is, dude. So, anyway. Continuing on with the rest of the story, though, here. With Tara Mosley Williams, etc. It says, Tara said she grew up in the neighborhood. Her neighbors don't understand how the violence has affected them until they start talking. Said, quote, I had one of the young ladies who was affected by it. She watched her friends get shot, and today was the very first day she was able to express her feelings to someone with victim assistance, and she didn't realize just how much it affected her until she spoke to them. Well, I mean, how could it not, dude? Like, you think about it, right? Like, you have gunshots ringing out all around you. You're watching your friends fall to the fucking ground with gunshot wounds, etc. That's going to fuck you up psychologically, dude. Like, seriously. Like, it's exactly why you see veterans of this country that were in combat in various wars come back all fucked up psychologically. And then they act like these men and women can just simply turn it off on the fucking snap of a dime, basically, dude, is what it is. And they expect them to be killing machines on the fucking battlefield is what it is. It's like, no, dude, that's not how that shit works, honestly. And it's just fucked up that you then have our government. Gotta go for anti-government right front here. It's fucked up we have our government now, in the last week now, trying to take away veterans' gun rights in this country just because they simply need assistance with their finances and stuff like that, dude. It's fucking ridiculous what it is. It's nothing more than backdoor gun control all across the board, dude. And if you think they're not going to hit regular civilians with that shit too in the future, dude, you're fucking kidding yourself right now. That's why I'll talk about it now while they're trying to hit just the vets is what it is. Because as soon as they get their shit, they're going to come after our shit too as well, for that matter, dude. It's not like you don't have Democrats and fucking rhino sacks of shit in this country all the time being like, and this is why we need to pass gun controls for universal background checks and red flag laws and safe storage laws and all kinds of other stupid bullshit that doesn't fucking work. No, you know what you do? You fucking repeal stupid ass bullshit like the gun-free school zones act in 1990, something that's directly led to every fucking massacre at a school in this country for 34 years, as well as many other places that consider themselves gun-free zones, malls, etc. And you tell people to arm the fuck up. If nothing else, as a state, you create a national response / guard is what it is. Not National Guard, but you know what I'm talking about, like civilian guards would it be then? Because we have that here in Ohio, at least we did anyway at one point. And they would give them guns, by the way. And we still should. Like, that's the whole point, dude. You should be arming your fucking citizenry against outside foreign entities that are meant to do us harm in this country. When you have our border being fucking invaded like crazy, why the fuck are you not arming up your citizenry? Every legal aged adult in this country that is not a fucking criminal should have access to a free firearm by their state government. And I mean that shit seriously. That is one thing where if I was actually governor of the state right now, that would be something that I would have in place right now, because we would be making a deal with High Point and Taurus to actually give people a good set of fucking guns is what it is, dude. They'd have a High Point carbine and a Taurus handgun. And I don't care what people say about that shit, because both those guns are actually good. So, anyway. Not to mention, if you're supporting High Point, you're supporting Ohio. Because it's our main manufacturing for guns in the state of Ohio right now, is High Point. There's other places that do gun manufacturing too, mostly for military and stuff like that, up in like the Cleveland area and like other different places, like different counties in the state. But yeah, for the most part, like High Point is like the main known gun manufacturer in the state of Ohio is what it is there, where we actually manufacture at a place there in Mansfield is where it's at. So anyway. Continuing on with the rest of this article, though, it said Tara Mosley Weems' own Ring doorbell footage is assisting Akron police in this effort to find whoever is responsible for the shooting last week. Said in May, News Channel 5 reported that the city of Akron's efforts to supply Ring doorbells to homeowners, applications opened on May 1st, and the city said it received 7,536 applications for the 3,000 cameras before closing the application process on May the 2nd. That's, so I'm guessing it was May 1st, and by like the day after that, they're like, yeah, we have like 3 times the amount of people that want them, that we have for them. Shut it down, basically. You would think, though, right? Like, how would you not, if you're going to do a program like that, dude, why wouldn't you have like 10,000 to begin with? You know? Especially with how large the city of Akron is, what it is there. Like, it just seems retarded otherwise. So, anyways, the city said to date it gave out about 60% of the cameras at ward meetings and during scheduled hours at the office of the clerk of council. So on Friday, News Channel 5, which is the local ABC affiliate here, said the city, if it had seen a spike in camera requests after Sunday violence, city said we have consistently received inquiries about the cameras since the application period opened, but cannot substantiate a big spike in the requests since last week's tragedy. Said June 8th, City of Akron, along with East Akron Development Corporation, will host. So that would have been today. They hosted a gathering where there was free food, fellowship, and facilitated groups conversations. So as we create space for a community to share their thoughts, feelings, and ideas in the wake of this tragedy. On the 18th of June, Councilman at Large Eric Gurnett will be passing out 50 Ring doorbell cameras to families, first come, first served. Said he is inviting folks to the Arlington Church of God in Akron from 6 to 8 p.m. to get a Ring doorbell camera and join in on the community meeting and discussion. Tara Mosley Weems said that these cameras are a great security tool, but not a fix-all. She hopes the community keeps talking to the Akron cops and city leaders keep hitting the streets. See, this is the problem I have, though, right? Is she's going to sit there and be like, oh, basically it takes a village to raise a child. No, it takes people actually speaking up when you fucking see something, say something, motherfuckers. Like, stop trying to be this fucking bullshit, snitches get stitches bullshit is what it is, dude. You know damn well the assholes that came up with that stupid-ass fucking terminology are the pieces of fucking shit that should be in prison right now for crimes that they committed is what it is there. So no, snitch on their fucking asses. Put the whole goddamn gang away is what it is, dude. Take back your fucking neighborhoods and turn them into better communities. Stop them be ghetto fucking shitholes we don't want to live near is what it is, dude. Seriously. It's fucking ridiculous and pathetic is what it is, dude. And it all starts, by the way, with fathered homes. End Fatherless homes. Period. End of fucking story. This is something I've been talking about for over 6 years now, dude. The worst part of our society right now, and the main reason we have such a criminal element in many communities in this country, is because there is no fucking father in the household. And it's time for people to step up and realize that, yes, you need to be there for your fucking children and be a father to those kids and have a father figure in their damn lives, dude. And be a good parent to that fucking child or those fucking children. And that is how you actually be there to make a better society. You know, it's like that old saying goes. You should be, how did it go now? It's, shit, now I'm trying to think of this now. Something about planting trees whose shade you'll never sit under. Yeah, old Greek proverb. A society grows great when old men plant trees whose shade they know they will never sit under. And that's exactly the truth right now. It's time for older generations to step up and do that shit right now, dude. To pass the torch. To make a society great again. You know, we don't need geriatrics in fucking power right now, dude. We need a young set of people. We need people my age and even younger in some cases. Maybe just a little bit older. Like basically, I would say like Gen X to like Zennials / Gen Z. That's what it needs to be. Like Gen X, Zennials, Millennials, Gen Z. Like that's just be in power right now. Moving off for a second, talking about a different story that does not relate to either one of the topics I hear right now, which is Akron or Nashville. But it has to do with a piece of shit in this country, being that pedo fucker, Larry Nassar, that sack of shit ex-doctor who molested a bunch of fucking gymnasts. Says, ex-gymnast doctor Larry Nassar, who abused underage girls, is needing to pay gang members with sexual favors for protection in prison. The fact this guy wasn't already fucking murked out, dude, is everything wrong with our country right now. Like, this guy should have been stabbed to death the day he walked into fucking prison, dude, seriously. I'm just gonna say like it is right now. Anyway, this Colin guy said he said good. Nassar deserves even worse. Says Nassar was sentenced to prison for 40 to 175 years for sexually abusing hundreds of gymnasts. Said Nassar has to suck dick to stay alive, according to new reports from the New York Post. Said Nassar has decided sucking dick is a better way of staying alive. One inmate at a federal penitentiary in Sumter County said. Says Nassar is reportedly a scared little church mouse and was seen going into a cell with Mexican gang members. The inmate said the gang members are using the favors as payback, quote, to humiliate and degrade Nassar for what he did to the underage girls. Said making Larry Nassar suck your dick in prison is a twisted way of paying him back for what he did to those women, an inmate said. Is it, though? Because pretty sure just stabbing the motherfucker to death in the prison cell would work, too, you know? Like, cutting his cock off and letting him bleed out on the fucking, you know, cement floor would probably work too, man. Like, seriously. And apparently Christine Gillibrand, Democrat, who's on for election, if I'm not mistaken, this year, calls for criminal probe of U.S. Olympic Committee over Nassar abuses. Mind you, Christine Gillibrand herself has literal ties to the NXIVM cult, the one that Hollywood actress Allison Mack was part of. That chick that played in Superman show Smallville. The little blonde girl. By the way, for those who don't know, she was also a kid actress in the movie Camp Nowhere. So were a lot of people did, for that matter. It's interesting, too, by the way, because both she was in a cult, and so was the guy who was one of the leads in that movie, Andrew Keenan, I think is what it is. Although his is more like a Hare Krishna kind of cult, so it's like not like super like evil, but it's still like cultish is what it is anyway, or still like could be considered a cult what it is there. So anyway. So we already talked about that story there. Let's see. Before we get to Nashville story, though, about the gun thing, this one's actually kind of funny. I didn't realize there were speed walking competitions. So, yeah, so Spanish speed walker finds out after premature celebration during the women's 20-kilometer race walk at the first medal event of the European Championships. Laura Garcia Cairo was seen smiling, punching the air, and sticking out her tongue. Celebration was short-lived as somebody else came up and won. Yeah, check out this. She's like, "Oh yeah, buddy, I'm totally getting there." And then she sees this other chick like running up next to her and shit. And she's like, "Wait, no, what the fuck?" That really is a fuck around find out right there, man. That is funny. I'm not even gonna lie, dude. You gotta laugh about that one. That's just funny. It's like bitch literally fucked around and found out, man. So then, of course, we got this fucking disgusting display out of the DNC in Texas. We got drag queen speaking at Texas Democrat Convention promotes puberty blockers, cross-sex hormones, and sex change surgery for minors. Because, of course, they do. Because they're all goddamn pedophiles, dude. And it's as simple as that, really. Which leads us into the next story, obviously, and the final story we actually have up right now, which is from the Tennessee Star here, which was Covenant killer Audrey Hale used federal Peel Grant funds to buy guns she used in 2023 mass shooting at Christian school. It says Covenant school shooter Audrey Elizabeth Hale reportedly used funds from a federal Peel Grant to buy the gun she used to commit the mass shooting in March 2023. Says a local afternoon radio host reported Wednesday that Hale took money from an education grant she received to purchase her weapons and to pay for training at a local gun range. Says Hale purchased 7 guns, 3 of which were recovered at the Covenant School after she died during an encounter with Metro Nashville Police Department officers. Police said at the time in an ex-post she killed 6 people, including 3 children, all the same exact age that my niece was at the time last year. And for those who don't know why I'm pissed about this whole thing, that could have been her, honestly, here in Ohio. So, and I'll tell you right now, as a uncle, I would have gone to the end of the fucking earth after that one, dude. So, anyway. Yeah, there's the guns that were used. It was a Kel-Tec Sub 2000, which looks like about a 33 round stick in it. It's like an M&P 9mm of some kind. And then some kind of an AR variant with some, it's like maybe a AR pistol with some really retarded ass sticker shit on it, which this is all lunacy, by the way. This is one thing I've noticed with a lot of these people that are like the psycho killers, basically, is they'll be like so fucked in the head, they'll like put a bunch of weird sticker shit all over their guns, which makes no sense at all, by the way. So, anyways, there's 4 more guns, including a sawed-off shotgun, so a felony on that one, and a second shotgun, among other items, were recovered by police at Hale's parents' house in the Belmont Hillsborough neighborhood. Said Metro Nashville Police Department said in a news release the day of the shooting. Says Tennessee Star emailed that same police department to ask if they would provide information regarding the make and model of the guns Hale owned, where they were purchased, and what they cost. Said the local police department declined to answer those questions, saying that, quote, materials included in the open investigation file are protected. Says, however, the source provided the Star with a list of Hale's weapons and other items recovered from the scene of the crime. Below is a list accompanied by approximate prices. Okay, we're not going to talk about that. We're not talking about gun prices here, YouTube. Just to be clear on that one. So, we'll leave it at that one. So, yeah, basically what they found was, like I said, it was Smith & Wesson Shield pistol, some kind of an AR-15 rifle, is what it says here. And then Kel-Tec Sub 2000, which you already saw in the picture there. I'm not sure what this one was. LC21? What the fuck? Okay, I'm guessing that was some kind of, yeah, it looks like 5.56 ammo it was there or something. Then we had a SIG, 9 mil, box, probably a 50 round box there, Winchester, 9 mil cases, which would obviously be for the Kel-Tec. Let's see, some more ammo. And it says projectile with hair and red fibers from Smith & Wesson M&P. Bunch of weird shit on this one, too. I was trying to see if they say anything about the other guns, though. Looks like several PMags were found there as well, including a 40-rounder. A couple 9 mil magazines, probably for the Kel-Tec. Which you would think, right? Like, if you're gonna, like, my thing is, okay, so she went in, she had a Kel-Tec Sub 2000, and then she had an M&P handgun, neither of which have mag compatibility with each other. Like, why wouldn't she have just bought a Glock or something, dude? That would actually have, like, mag compatibility with your fucking, you know, your PCC is what it is there. Like, it just seems retarded to me, honestly. Or some kind of variant thereof is what it is then. Yeah, it just seems silly, honestly, on that one then. Yeah, so she also bought a bunch of PMags for the Kel-Tec. So... yeah, then talks about how much money would actually have to be used to buy all this shit then. So Star sent an email inquiry to the Nessie College of Art in Nashville, from which Hale graduated, asking whether they awarded Hale with financial aid or assisted her in applying for federal aid or a loan, but the school did not respond at press time. It says... said... and I quote, at Nassau, financial aid is available for those who qualify and may include federal Pell Grants, direct loan programs, Social Security, and United States Department of Veterans Affairs programs to Tennessee student assistance rewards. So I'm guessing that would be something similar to like a actual, like, just like college money that would be like a, just go towards your thing that we don't pay back probably. And federal deposit parents plus loans. So the school says to students on its website, the College Financial Aid Office is happy to assist you in applying for the financial aid. That's what they say there. It says Wilson's report called the money Hale received an education grant, meaning Hale received a federal Pell Grant, as it is the only grant listed on their financial aid page. It says maximum amount that one can receive from a Pell Grant can change from year to year, but as of 2024-2025 school year, students can receive a maximum of $7,395 for the school year. It's quite a bit of money, by the way, so almost $7,400. I'm guessing it was less than that, obviously, when this nut job used it to buy the fucking, you know, guns and ammo and stuff like that, mags, etc. So, anyway, this is not determined by how much a student's parents are expected to contribute to the cost of college. Information a student puts on the FAS or FAFSA form, whether a student is attending school full-time and how long they plan to attend. So, according to a transcript obtained by Tennessee Star, an interview of Hale's parents by police, Hale began to use her own income to fill out her FISA forms when she turned 25, according to her parents. This likely would have been in 2020, considering Hale was born in 1995. So Hale's parents suggest that she filled out at least one of those forms using her parents' income, assuming Hale completed a 4-year degree and considering she graduated in 2022, she likely began taking classes around 2018 at that college. So students can continue to receive Pell Grant yearly until they receive their degree or until their eligibility runs out. Pell Grants can be applied to a student cost by a school or to be given to a student directly. So Hale's parents said that Audrey enrolled or controlled the grant money she received in the savings account. So they told Metro Nashville Police Department investigators that several years earlier, Audrey had purchased a gun without their knowledge. When they learned about the gun, they required her to sell it and were convinced that she had indeed done so. Obviously, she hadn't, though, because if she did, she obviously then bought a bunch of other guns after that then. It says the Peel Grant program was authorized by Title IV of the Higher Education Act of 1965 and provided $26 billion in aid to about 6.1 million undergraduate students in 2021. The Congressional Research Service reported it is, quote, the single largest source of federal grant aid supporting college students, the report continued. So really what it is that her parents were shit. Like, I'm just going to say it, look at this, dude. Her parents were fucking retards who obviously didn't realize their daughter was a fucking nut, who didn't give two shits about her mental health, her mental stability, etc. there, who clearly did not want to actually help her seek help, is what it is there, like she needed, in a fucking nut house someplace. But instead we're like, oh no, honey, you're fine. Just, go to your room now, wherever the case be. And apparently she lived with them too on this whole thing. Like, so that's what I'm saying, right? Like, how big was this fucking house that this bitch is hiding like 7 fucking guns in various places around it, and the parents ain't even finding that shit ever, dude, is what it just blows my fucking mind, honestly, dude. It's like, how, man? Like, seriously, like, how? I mean, I get being able to, like, stage guns in, like, closets and stuff, but I mean, goddamn, dude, like, are you seriously not looking through her shit at that point when she's gone? As a possible concerned parent? Like, Jesus Christ, man. I'm not going to sit here and say that they shouldn't be, or they should be tried as, like, accessories after the fact or whatever the case be. Maybe they should, honestly. If you're that, because I mean, hell, look at Ethan Crumley's parents, for God's sakes. They were charged after the fact because he bought the kid the fucking gun, is what it was. Like, the only difference here is that the parents were not involved in the gun purchase and stuff with this fucking nut, because she was of age, is what it is. So, it's just insane, dude, is what it is. Just absolutely fucking nuts. So, wow. So, I'm going to talk about this one because this is just fucked up, man. Says, this X post here said, it's great having caretakers later in life who really look out for your best interests. So you got an old man in a wheelchair and some like young girl who's supposed to be his caretaker or whatever, literally putting his fucking finger on the ATM thing to get money out that she's obviously going to steal from this man. Jesus Christ, man. Yep, right into the tits. Fucking disgusting, dude. I seriously hate people sometimes, man. And that's right. Right there is exactly why. Oh, for those who didn't see it today, apparently there was a bunch of pro-Palestine terrorists outside the White House earlier today, literally throwing smoke bombs and shit pretty much into and over the gates. So, sorry, I'm laughing. I'm not laughing about that. I'm laughing about this one right here. It says calling 2 Chinese restaurants at the same time, and it's a guy has 2 cell phones calling 2 Chinese restaurants and stuff like that, like letting them bitch at each other basically, and be like, "No, you call me, you call me." So, yeah, it's pretty fucked up, man. It's also kind of funny. So, then we had this one from sometime last night, which was, what did we ever do? A black girl honestly baffled by white people and Asian folks wanting to keep their distance from a community that is an order of magnitude more prone to crime, violence, and murder. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, you literally had that Bianca Ellis woman walk behind Margot Wood and Julian Wood the other day and stab them. Literally stabbed Julian in the face and neck, killing him. A 3-year-old fucking white child. Are you fucking kidding me, bitch? And you're going to say that's okay? Go fuck yourself, lady, seriously. And you wonder why fucking people don't want to be around your asses at that point. So, it's just fucking disgusting is what it is, dude. What the hell? So, I can't show this one because it probably will give me a channel strike, but it's some dude burning a pedo pride flag. I'll just throw it on our X page for those that want to check it out. So, see this one. We got the Washington, D.C. cops looking around fucking doing dumb shit. Here's what it is. In a pride parade. Then we got Washington, D.C. 2023 robberies up 67%, homicides up 35%, violent crime 39% up increase, and vehicle theft up 82% increase. And the D.C. police chief is literally walking around with in a gay pride parade. Sounds about right. Sounds about right. What's going on, Tactical?
Not much, man. I was about to pass out, but then seen you were live, and I'm like, oh, shit, let's hop in on Ohio shit.
Yeah, I sent out a bunch of links, and nobody else showed up yet. So
I'm the man. How you doing?
Yeah, pretty angry, actually, about just everything at this point.
Oh, no.
So,
like politically or?
Just everything. It's just I'm just fucking over it all at this point, honestly.
So, good times.
So, apparently you got some crazy hailstorm going on in Arkansas.
Oh, shit.
It's like baseball-sized hail there.
Fuck that.
Yeah.
Jesus.
That's one way to get your boat motor destroyed all the time. Yeah, I would think that boat would be sinking pretty quick if it all falls into it. So
I don't want none of that. They can keep that.
Yeah, I had like rice size doing it the other day.
Rice size hail?
Or not rice size, pea size.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, sorry, my mind's a little bit out of it tonight.
You're high.
No, I'm actually sober as fuck right now, sadly. I could be high if I wanted to be, though.
Yeah.
So we got Biden starting a new trend. It's called Do the Biden. AKA the shit pose.
Everybody just shits their pants.
Yep.
Nice. Have they confirmed that yet or no?
They never fucking will. I actually called out the Associated Press, their X page last night, because they were trying to say, oh, Biden thought he was trying to sit in a chair that didn't exist. And it's like, no, he was shitting his pants. Go fuck yourself. So,
Love it.
Yeah.
Good to know, man.
Let's see what else we got going on here. Oh. For those that haven't seen it, there is a woman running for Congress out of New York who is literally calling to put Trump supporters into re-education camps, aka Nazi death camps. And that's the crazy bitch right there.
There's an ugly bitch.
Yeah, said, we need more eyes on this. If you're a voter in America, you need to see how extreme Democrats are becoming. New York Democrat Congress candidate openly talking about putting mega supporters in re-education camps said, quote, even if we were to have a resounding blue wave come through, as many of us would like, putting it all back together again after they've gone through this mega nightmare and re-educating, basically re-education camps. She said, I don't think we really want to call it that. I'm sure we can find another way to phrase it. Yeah, because you never fucking will call it what it actually is, you sick demonic bitch. Because people would call your fucking ass out immediately on that shit. And as we fucking should, you Nazi ass wannabe woman. So.
Just going right at it, huh?
I want to see what her ass is named at this point, dude. Okay, so Yahoo did the story on it. So she actually says her name here. Oh, of course, she's running against Elaine Stefanski. So it's a Democrat running against her in the thing. Paula Collins is the woman's name. See if we can find more info on this one right now. Yeah, Democrat challenge Stefanski in congressional race, calls for education camps.
Why are all these women hideously deformed?
If you notice, they have that same exact look all the time, and they all tend to be also almost main action types as well. They're all funded by Bloomberg Dark Money and stuff like that in most cases.
I think they all just need some dick.
It's not just that. They really just need to get their heads re-examined in a mental institution someplace. So I'm not going to say it's re-education, but because it's not, it would just be, hey, here's some fucking pills, take them. Get back on the fucking non-lunatic train over here.
I dig it.
So I'm just going to show a still shot of this one because this is out of, I believe it was Memphis, Tennessee, which is Justin Jones' congressional district there. That's the black supremacist BLM supporter who should be in prison right now in Tennessee because he literally did BLM rioting during 2020, pulling people out of cars, etc. there. He was also the douchebag that after Nashville Covenant shooting called for the disarmament of everybody in the state of Tennessee. These guys were hanging out at a gas station the other day and going back to their car, vehicle, later on in the video here that I'm not going to show, comes rolling up, starts spraying the fucking line. This guy here puts his drinks down in the back of the trunk there. She's to pull out a gun and open fire on them then in return. So crazy shit.
Safe. That's what I want happening at a fucking gas station.
And then his buddy, who was a passenger there, pulled his own gun out too as well and also started returning fire is what it is there. So yeah, just fucking nuts. And then people wonder why you have things going on like, I don't know, white fortressing. Have you heard about this one yet or not? It's apparently, I guess there is places in the South, different southern states and stuff like that. This came out a couple days ago. It says, why white fortress cities are rising across the South as wealthy residents break away from poorer black neighborhoods. It says exclusive majority white cities are springing up across the South as wealthy communities attempt to break away from poorer black neighborhoods in a bid to conserve their resources, as residents in some privileged enclaves argue that they should not be forced to subsidize their more impoverished neighbors through tax dollars. It says the phenomenon has been termed white fortressing by Urban Institute scholar Louisa something or other. So the process often sees wealthier, whiter locals attempt to secede from non-white areas, many of which are already disadvantaged due to historic so-called racism. Says critics say that the practice perpetrates a modern-day segregation, depletes resources, and hoards opportunities from the communities left behind. So, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, exactly. That's what I say. Like, there is, I said it before you got here, honestly, there's reasons why when I'm going to be moving here in 6 weeks, I'm not moving into downtown Canton or Akron or Toledo or Columbus or Cincinnati or Cleveland or any of these fucking ghetto shitholes. They're owned by Democrats. Like, I'm just not going to do that. I'm not going to put myself in harm's way. I'm going to find a different place to live that is a better area that I'm actually going to feel safe in walking outside in the daytime or in the nighttime, even for that matter. So,
100% to that. Definitely, you can Google like crime statistics and reportings in your area or whatever you want to be looking at, you know?
Yeah. So for those that don't know, there was a fundraiser started for the Wood family. Little Julian was the kid who was killed in North Olmsted parking lot the other day by that black woman, Bianca Ellis. It has now raised $236,000 and some change. So, obviously, the money will never bring back that poor young child. But at least his family now has enough money to at least, cover burial cost and anything they might need, like, psychological health issues and stuff like that in the future, psychiatrists, etc. So,
yeah, that's fucked up, man.
And the real fucked up part is that you have to have people literally say this is the only approved GoFundMe for the family, because people are apparently going to start fake ones then to steal money from these fucking people. It's just so disgusting.
Yeah, dude, that pisses me off. That's like about the same age as my kid.
Yeah. Well, the worst part is they actually showed the video the other day. They showed the video of Ellis walking in there with her knife. She always like fucking like just throwing the knife around basically in her hand as she's walking around the place. Sees Margot and her son there, and then, as I thought, U-turns behind him basically and just walks out behind him pretty much. Like, this is definitely a targeted hate crime, and it's not being treated as such.
Oh yeah, it won't be. They're not going to report that shit in the news because they're pieces of shit, man.
Yeah. Well, even the state government's not doing a damn thing about it either, for that matter. So, yeah, here's the actual footage of her walking around there. Got the knife in her hand right there. There's Margot and her son. Oh, found my victims. Let me just casually turn around and act like nothing's wrong.
That fat, ugly bitch, man.
Yeah, and then waits for them to fucking go, and then immediately goes right behind them is what it is there. Again, situational awareness is key in this kind of thing.
That's terrible.
Yeah, I heard about some stuff there. She was apparently doing some Katie Hobbs, the fake governor of Arizona right now, is doing all kinds of shady shit currently, including doing like direct payments to people in like various races and like appointing people she shouldn't be appointing and stuff like that. So, all kinds of crazy shit.
Definitely not a fucking fan.
Yeah. Apparently you got, what is she wearing? Jill Biden dons velvet dress with obnoxious train to the Esley's Palace for state dinner. It's weird. Jesus Christ. Exclusive image from Nashville trans shooter manifesto. Killer wrote about Columbine mass shooting and the death of her trans self. Jesus. Fucking lunatic. I already talked about how that fucker used Peel Grant money to buy the guns then that she used in that massacre.
Yeah, they won't be saying anything about that.
No, Democrats never will, because it would mean that they're accomplices in this whole thing for giving her ass the shit to begin with. So, but yeah, apparently you got a new report coming out in LA where they are building a luxury tower on Skid Row to house homeless people, which will include a gym, cafe, and art studio in it. It'll probably just be a bunch of fucking drug-infested dens at that point, like 5 days after it opens. So, let's see, we got Virginia Governor Glenn Youngkin thinks Trump can win the state in 2024. Actually, Youngkin wouldn't be a bad pick for Trump's VP right now, since he's only going to be a one-term governor there in Virginia by like their legal process and stuff. So, especially considering I'm hearing like stuff like JD Vance is one of the front runners, I guess now, which is fucking stupid because we need him in the U.S. Senate currently. We don't need another rhino out of Ohio, is what it is, like the piece of shit Matt Dolan. So, anyway. then, of course, you got, I think I talked about this right before you got here. We got deranged drag queen speaks at Texas Democrat convention, pushes trans youth propaganda, including having kids on puberty blockers, cross-sex hormones, etc. Bunch of fucking nuts, man.
Yeah, not a fan of that. Not a fucking fan.
Yeah, I've heard about that Caitlin Clark girl being targeted in the WNBA now. There's at least one team that's put like a hit out on her ass to like cripple her during the games and stuff like that or something, I guess. Which is super fucked up. See, then we got pro-Hamas thugs protest in front of White House, one dressed up as Spider-Man while releasing smoke bombs. How is that not terrorism? Like, seriously.
They won't use the word.
They never will, because it's always their fucking side doing it. So, yeah, it's just fucking insanity is what it is. Can't really talk about this one, unfortunately, but sorry, I think there's one more story I want to talk about here on this one. Oh yeah, this one's pretty insane. We got 61-year-old woman arrested for throwing Molotov cocktails at two homes in Atlanta suburbs.
Fuck that.
See, so after a days-long manhunt, a woman in Gwinnett County, Georgia, was arrested on Friday for throwing Molotov cocktails at two homes last weekend. She is being held at Gwinnett County Jail without bond. Police said Hong T. Young, 61, was responsible for the intentional fires. Said fire crews were dispatched to a home in Buckingham Court at 5:45 a.m. Saturday morning. At 6:04 a.m., firefighters were called to a home on Turner's Ridge Drive, more than 3 miles away, for another house fire. Says neighbors had discovered a Molotov cocktail in the front yard of the burnt house. So there were bags filled with gasoline and napkins, according to one of the neighbors. So the nature of the attack appeared to be personal, but no specific motive has been released yet. One person was seriously injured by the attacks. Family and witnesses described the moments she threw these Molotovs at the houses. Says one woman said she woke up last Saturday morning to flames shooting out of her neighbor's home. Fucking insane, dude. This is like some Fear Thy Neighbor shit or something like that.
Fucking purge right there, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep, something definitely wrong. So,
Naughty.
anyway. Apparently, I guess there was an employee at Daily Wire that got fired for sending Candace Owens messages from their personal email accounts. Because Ben Shapiro doesn't like people associating with that chick anymore, I guess. As the Daily Wire terminated an employee for sending Candace Owens a message of support from his personal email account. That seems like a wrongful termination lawsuit waiting to happen right there.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, maybe something else, but Ben's pretty smart about getting rid of people. I mean, he's lawyered up. He is, I think he's probably got that figured out.
Yeah, Shapiro, I've never liked him at all, honestly. Like he's always just come off like a pompous asshole in general is what it is. Like I don't know what it is, but like he just like something just rubs me the wrong way with that guy. Maybe it's his past support for gun control, maybe it's his fucking like anti-Christian stances and stuff like that. I don't know. A bunch of different stuff going on there. So anyway. But yeah, it's interesting to me going back to that white fortressing thing though going on in Georgia and Louisiana, etc. there. It very much reminds me of something that happened in South Africa some time ago, which was it was a bunch of white folks in that country kind of being fucked over and like essentially told to like fuck off more or less. And they decided to just go into like this one area that was all desolate or whatever and just create their own fucking neighborhood is what it was then. So I don't know. Like, if anything, what that shows me is that we're definitely on the verge of like a weird time in history of like possible like resegregation and stuff like that. And
dude, we're in the weirdest fucking point of history, like since our country started right now.
It's like 17 black swans at once or something like that.
Yeah, no shit.
I don't know. I feel like we're definitely gonna have like tribalistic warfare before this is all said and done. And it's something I don't want to see happen, unfortunately, because I think there's going to be a lot of good people caught up in the chaos that get taken out when they don't need to be. So
hopefully I'll be out in the middle of fucking nowhere and won't have to worry about it.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm going to try to make some moves here pretty soon, but yeah, I'm still trying to find something that's what it is. I got people, need to contact some people here this coming week and figure out some stuff. So anyway, I think that's about it for me tonight, though. I'm getting kind of tired. I got some stuff I got to do. So
yeah, I'm about to pass out myself.
That'll be it for tonight for Stand Your Ground Saturday. Akron block party shooting. Nothing really came of that yet. Still, so far as I'm aware, still haven't found the guy. Or I guess it's multiple people actually that was in the same car that did that whole thing. Still haven't recovered anything else except for a few guns from other people that were at the party that night. And yeah, a bunch of people got injured. A dude got killed. And of course, all that crazy shit with Nashville coming out now. And it's just, I think it's going to get more and more insane before it gets all cleared up at this point. So, the fact that we're just getting like snippets of the whole manifesto now and not the whole manifesto itself shows a lot, honestly. And I think the rest of the 70-something pages they're not showing us probably have a whole lot of the trans agenda, and that's what it is there. So, anyway. I'll see you guys next week for another grandstand, and then obviously we'll be back at a regular scheduled Thursday, Friday programs for Buckshot Thursday, Freedom Friday. I might do a reseller Friday next week. It all depends. I'm looking to do stuff with my cousin this week, so really all depends on that one. But yeah, other than that, that's it for tonight. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Stay safe, stay vigilant. Always be carrying because you never know what's going to happen, whether it be in a parking lot of a grocery store or whether it be at a block party someplace. So always be ready to defend yourself against the criminal element in this country. Later, y'all.
Deuces.